Traumatic day of football. Fun day if you're like a Broncos fan or a Bills fan. Not so fun for the Chiefs of the like. The Rams losing Devontae. How serious is that? There are a lot of injuries. There were some heavyweight battles, wild finishes. We got Phillip Rivers throwing a classic interception, a walk-off in Week 15. And we're going to get you all caught up. All the takes with Hall of Famer Cris Carter. He's joining me to talk about where things stand with this Chiefs dynasty. Of course, thoughts and prayers go to Patrick Mahomes, his family, his team as they try to rebound. Worst case scenario with what's going on. What does it mean for the future? All of that over in the NFC. Caleb Williams, best quarterback in the North? Question mark. Packers. What are we doing with them? Adams hurt. Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. Micah Parsons, samesies, not great. Some injuries that are going to swing how the playoffs go and should swing the odds over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Good morning, guys. What a freaking Sunday. Ups, downs. The Bills, are they the most fun team to watch? Yes, they're so freaking fun. Josh Allen is so good. Their defense, the story to me, though, in that second half. We're going to get to all of that. Should we set the table for you on a Monday? Of course we will, and we shall. And here it is. Let's start with the AFC side of things, y'all. Broncos become the first AFC team to clinch a playoff spot. They've taken over sole possession of the #1 seed. And with their win, and the Patriots lost to the Bills, that's where things lie. The Jags, Bills, Chargers. Wow, what a performance by Justin Herbert and company, that defense. They all hit the 10-win mark. Congrats to them. Hooray! Their playoff chances have all moved to about 95%, though I don't know if it matters because the Broncos, I think, will win the Super Bowl. The Colts, Ravens, only teams on the outside looking in who, in my opinion, have a realistic shot of getting in. NFC side of things. Am I so sure on who's at the top? I am. It is the Rams and everybody else. Rams, the only team that fully clinched right now. They're in control of the 1 seed. They win over the Lions. I've got defensive questions and injuries with that Lions team. Bears move into the NFC North lead. They're back up, baby, from 7-2 in the NFC. The Bucs have retaken the NFC South lead thanks to Tyler Shuck and those Saints. Kellen Moore, I see you. They, by the way, have beaten Tampa and Carolina in back-to-back weeks. The Packers drove all the way down to where the Bears were, lowly 7, although they take that 2 seed right back with a win at Chicago that is going to be very hard to get without Micah Parsons. And you might be saying, oh, it's just one player. We'll get to it. He's more than that. Tone setting, putting every other guy where they need to be on that defense. That defense, Jeff Hafley, that was lacking juice. They didn't have a coffee. They needed some drip drop hydration. I don't know what they needed, some smelling salts, but that defense was letting Bo do whatever he wanted. Bo finally putting together 4 quarters. So much to get to. I have the Week 16 slate. I can't look at this yet. Big one, by the way, Thursday. Rams, Seahawks. Woo, that's a big game. We got to get Devontae Adams status on that one. I can't imagine he plays, but maybe he does. He's a tough guy. Let's get into it. The injuries were a big story. I imagine everyone's talking about Patrick Mahomes, and we should touch on that situation. No worse thing could have happened. And we saw the week before and the heat packs and what was going on. And of course it brings up these questions. It's how long was this going on? Was he hurt? How hurt was he all year? All of these things. Tears his ACL. There's less than 2 minutes left in this game. I turned the TV off. It was hard to watch. If there's one person that I do have faith that will, I don't know do we have his tweet that he sent? Can we pull that up? Sorry to ask so late. Sent, obviously a message saying that I'll be back better than ever. I believe him. I think it's going to be a long road, a tough road. He already had one this year with everything that's going on. But if there's one person that can do it, it is Patrick Mahomes. Sending love to him, to his family, to Brittany, to everybody on their respective team, the team. And he'll be back. The team now has a rough go of it as they did. They're eliminated. There's that. And I guess the way, can I see that tweet? Could possibly pull it? I can find it. Sorry. I thought it was a really good one from him. Not every quarterback sends tweets like that. Sorry. It says, don't know why this had to happen. Not going to lie, it hurts. but all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day over and over again. Thank you to Chiefs Kingdom for always supporting me and for everyone who has reached out and sent prayers. I will be back. Back stronger than ever, question mark? I'd say so. He's a young 30-year-old quarterback. We've seen the best do this. It's weirdly, oddly, the comps are being made, of course, to Tom Brady when this happened to him. It sort of takes a year. We've talked about these injuries to quarterbacks and, you know, what happened with Aaron Rodgers, lower leg injury, the next year kind of rough, and then comes out and looks great, and that's at the age of 40. So it's all ahead of him for Patrick Mahomes. So what is it going to look like around him is the real question. And how they handle this, right? Surgery, I imagine they'll handle it into next year. Likely he'll miss a chunk of time. It's hard to even watch this. And then I was looking, I said, where's Travis? And I saw him walk in. I saw him give the 2 knocks on the door like he always does. They were at home for this one. And what does this mean for his decision? Because going into 2025, as going into 2024, it's what does this look like? Do I want, and am I waiting for a storybook ending, a 4th ring, or will I know when I'm done? Am I going to go until the wheels come off? He looked better. He got himself in such good shape this year. I think the loss to the Eagles had a lot to do with him deciding to come back, because I'm not going to go out with that kind of a sting. I'm not going to go out so beaten up like this team was in New Orleans last year. And then with this news, not only are they eliminated early, they won't be in the AFC Championship for the first game in forever. But Mahomes, this injury might take them into the season next year. Long recovery. What the uncertainty about Mahomes? How much does Mahomes affect? You know, obviously we've talked about his effect on like Andy Reid now. You know, Andy Reid can't retire as long as Mahomes is there. That's true. But like, what about Travis from his vantage point? You know, this wasn't their season, long road back. I do want to make it clear it's not the end for them. We've talked about whether or not it's their year or how it ended. And of course, this ACL throws a longer wrench into things, I guess. But there's also like Chris Jones. What do you do with him? You owe him a lot of money. Are you going to fix your run game? What maybe high level coaching changes? I'm not talking about Andy, but is there a little juice you need to add? Switch up the receivers. I don't know if we have that right. Get on the same page with Veach and Andy. We did see the Patriots go through something very similar in the middle of their dynasty. I know that Chiefs don't like to comp it to the Patriots, but it's not like it's a bad comp. You want to be the Patriots, right? And what they were able to do. And you're seeing now how hard it is to do that. But I don't doubt the Chiefs. I don't doubt their ability to retool, get this O-line to where it needs to be. The biggest issue for them is going to be these Broncos and these Chargers, because even in those 2 years, or even those couple of years, you know, I think that the Jets got to the AFC Championship game. Sanchez, all that happened during the reign of Tom Brady. The division, the AFC West, seems a little more lethal than what the AFC East was in those Tom Brady years. And that's something that Pat's never had to deal with. The crown is up for grabs. Who wants it? Who deserves it? Probably the Broncos. Sitting pretty there with the 1 seed. Believers out there. I loved it. I loved it so much. They deserve to be in control of the AFC. This was like an emphatic F-U. We belong here. Underdog what? What did I tell you? The best possible thing was for them to be underdogs going into this game at home, where Bo is then saying we're the overdogs after. You think that's the line he came up with? That sounds like something that Sean was saying to this team all week long, and then it just naturally, by repetition, came out of Bo's mouth in the post-game interview. I would guess that after win number 11 in a row, they're probably not going to be underdogs. Any game, maybe even the Super Bowl from here on out. The Packers come into this one red hot, okay? Taking down the Bears at home, all of that. I don't know what was going on with the defense, but Bo did whatever he wanted. He was comfortable, he had time, he was executing, having his way, okay? I think there's been this feeling that if the Broncos defense is playing well and they lean on the run game, which is number 2, Bo can maybe give them just enough to win in the playoffs. I don't want to hear that again after yesterday. Do I think he did enough to change the narrative? Yes. Do I think he changed the narrative on himself? No. He's going to have to do it in the Super Bowl. And then if they win the Super Bowl and he doesn't, you know, do what he did here, I don't know that it's going to be seen that way. We have this, like, label on Bo that I just talked about. But this was not the first time, okay? He showed us once again that he can put this team on his back and totally take over when he needs to. 302 yards against the Packers defense. He became the first quarterback to throw for 4 scores against Green Bay since Jeff Hafley took over as the DC last year. And this defense, it's not all on Bo. This defense with the Packers, they were outcoached. They were they didn't have their stuff together. They didn't. And then now you lose MICAH. And now Packers, I don't know how to feel about you. And you guys don't know how to feel about yourselves based on what we're seeing off Twitter this morning. But why do I have faith in this team in January? You can say the defense and Surtain certainly. And I don't know why they kept throwing at Surtain, but that's enough story for another day. But I believe in Bo. I trust Bo. I trust Bo in the clutch. I trust him in January, and they're the clear favorites to win the AFC and FanDuel right now. Plus 320. Buffalo second, Pats drop, and I'll get into that game in a second. But let's talk about the Packers here for a moment, shall we? Packers at Chicago on Saturday. What a game, a Saturday night game on Fox. How exciting. That got moved, huh? Yeah? Hamilton? Ham? Where did that get moved from?
Yeah, I believe that got moved. Sorry, it was a Sunday afternoon game.
Oh, Sunday afternoon game. So now we're playing a day early. We're playing in Chicago. That tells you all you need to know about how big that game is, the rivalry, the madness of that all. But now it kind of this matchup to me gets a punch in the face, and I think Green Bay might lose this game because they don't have MICAH. I think MICAH is that big of a deal. This is the worst thing that can happen to this team. You could say, oh, losing your quarterback. Malik somehow keeps this team alive at some point. It's MICAH. They became the favorites when they added MICAH. Having this happen, non-contact injury, this is brutal. He was the piece that separated them from everyone in the NFC because he made everybody else do their job, do it better. And then there's the tone setting that he brings, the FU that he brings to that defense that they so need. Him, I think he keeps Valentine and Nixon and all of these guys and Blitzen and I want to say like these guys on their toes. He keeps them doing their job. The Packers, they're a win at Chicago away from moving back into the 2 seed. So has the sky completely fallen? No, but this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. I'm keeping eyes on Evan Williams. I don't know if he's 100% right. He got a little banged up in that one. Christian Watson, LaFleur saying he's fine. He had a bit of a chest injury. Never, injuries plague him as well, of course. And if they play, I will say, there's a chance they play at Lambeau, right? Until at least the NFC title game. That will be huge for them. So let's not act like the season is over. I mean, because if you really look at, like, what's going on in your house, another game where you can't, like, get comfortable with them. And that's what sucks about this Packers team. You can't go into a game. At no point are you comfortable. At no point are you like, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get the consistency. And now you don't have MICAH. But I will say, if you look at the field of the NFC, do we have it? Can I see the NFC standings? Thank you. If you take a look here, yeah. You're outside of the Rams, who do you really trust all that much? Don't you like the Packers just as much as you like everybody else? And they're sitting there still at plus 600. Got to take care of business against those Bears. But it's their NFC as much as it is everybody's outside the Rams, too. I guess we'll have to really see how serious it is with Devontae Adams, but, like, they're scoring at will. Your MVP is Matthew Stafford. I don't care how good Josh Allen looked. I know he can make up some ground on May and overcome him, but it's Drake May. It's Stafford's award, and it's the Rams season until approved, because you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting week in, week out as they play. Okay, let's move on and talk a little bit about what happened in Foxborough. This is the best kind of football game. It's giving Bengals-Bills. It's giving so much fun because there's holes in both defenses. There's questions about both defense, and they're so focused on their offense and, like, big plays. I don't care if it got sloppy. This was peak entertainment. I loved this game. The Bills, I'll say it again, Burrow out, Patrick out. You better win the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear it. Bo, you're going to let Bo win the Super Bowl? Get out of here. You're going to let Drake win the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. This is your Super Bowl, and your defense gave me a little something to hang my hat on yesterday, which I liked. The Bills pulled off a massive comeback. For the second week in a row, they stunned these Patriots. Now they can still win the AFC East, I believe. And while Josh was flawless in the second half, and James Cook was spectacular, again, right? 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. The reason this comeback happened was because the defense was somehow able to just get stop after stop in quick fashion in the second half. Yes, the same defense that's been the target of all the ire and criticism this past week, and looking to be deserving of it, by the way. In the first half, something happened in the locker room. I don't know which Uncrustable flavor was the favorite that put them over the top, but they totally grounded Drake May and that Patriots passing attack over the final 2 frames. Milano, where have you been? Everywhere in the second half. 2 sacks, forced fumble. Bosa once again making a huge play to put a game away. You're telling me that Bosa can't be the guy in the Super Bowl, that defensive added piece that's going to like shake it up and get them a win in the I can see it. I can literally see the highlights in my head, and I better in 2025, year of our Josh Allen. Friend of the show, Max. I don't know, he's never been on our show. I've interviewed him though. Maxwell Hairston, unbelievable. Maybe he has been on the show. Has he been on the show, Hamilton?
Yeah, we had him on pre-draft.
Early. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's
man.
never as a Bill. Sure, but he has been in front of the show. He was unbelievable, a sensation. Tre'Davious White, love him. He's also been on a show. They stepped it up. Benford, hurt. Got to keep our eyes on that, but they're so good. The Bills allowed 3 first downs in the entire second half after giving up 16 in the first half. Outside of the breakdown on that Travion Henderson run, which was really nice, the Bills allowed 35 yards on the other 4 drives and 17 plays combined. That is all. No final drive drama, which maybe this game was missing a little bit. They blanketed all the pass receivers. They were incredible. That is the end of the story. I am talking entirely too much. You know what I'm saying. The defense was the thing, and that sort of gives me a lot of confidence in what they'll be able to do going forward. Short break here. We have Pro Football Hall of Famer, enough of me, 8-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, co-host of the Fully Loaded podcast, Cris Carter, on the show after this. That's right. New episodes of you on YouTube, by the way, Fully Loaded. Subscribe to that while we're in this YouTube break.
McCarthy, the keeper, the walk-in. Gritty on his way to the end zone.
That's a little nasty right there.
That's a little nasty right there, says Chris Collinsworth. What does Hall of Famer Cris Carter have to say? 8-time Pro Bowl wide receiver. We can subscribe to Fully Loaded podcast. Great to see you. I have to start with that. What did you think?
These Michigan guys. That's what I thought.
Well, listen, Coach said not to do it. Coach apparently, allegedly, reportedly told JJ not to do the gritty, which made him only want to do it more. Is it the right move, defying Coach like that?
To me, that's not what KOC wants from his quarterback. Like that alternate personality, number 9, all that stuff. No one's ever won in the NFL doing this. So, to me, he acts like a kid. He's played like a kid. We're stuck with the kid till next year.
We're stuck with the kid. I've liked listening to you on JJ McCarthy. I'd like to know, he is now back-to-back 3 touchdown games. Have you seen anything that's impressed you over the past couple weeks?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Kay. It's the first time in 40 years, maybe even 50 years, since the Vikings been playing inside, that they ever left the game satisfied after their quarterback threw for 150 yards. That's where we are the last 2 weeks. We have lowered our standards so much to accommodate him. But it's about winning. It's about growing. And we knew that we had a young quarterback, and we knew that he didn't get a redshirt year last year. That year really hurt him. Mm-hmm. And this is what we're stuck with. When Carson Wentz gets hurt, and now we don't have any type of, we can't go anywhere, can't go to the backup. We tried that, saw what happened out in Seattle. So we're stuck with him. Hope he can stay healthy, because these reps that he's getting, especially against the competition like Dallas Sunday night, they're invaluable for his overall growth. I still believe he can be the franchise quarterback, but let me tell you something. Right now, today, we don't know.
Justin Jefferson is like the best receiver. It is hard to see I'm going to show you his numbers. I asked them to make a full screen for you. These past couple of weeks, it is, I think we have it, right? Yeah, here it is, okay? We've got 4 yards, 11 yards, 22 yards, obviously a touchdown yesterday that was called back. It's not, the numbers and the rhythm and the chemistry with JJ, it is not there. Why is it not there, and why are these numbers with McCarthy so bad?
Well, for one, this is the first time during JJ's career, that means Justin Jefferson, that they can't attack the full field. Ever since his rookie year in KOC's offense, they've been able to throw the ball and especially take deep shots down the field, especially off the play action. And you can see that he's starting to press. He's not numbers that he's used to. And, Randy Moss had some of the same issues. He was so successful early in his career that when things became difficult, and they only got difficult when the inconsistency at quarterback. So he's pressing. Justin Jefferson's a lot better than me. And I think KOC is doing a great job by meeting with him on a weekly basis, informing him where they are as far as a team. He has tremendous input. And, to me, I just would have said something, and I'm sure JJ, he's doing a great job of trying to be the team leader and everything that we need him to be. And I'm glad that he's not doing things like that outwardly. He's not doing what A.J. Brown, is doing there in Philadelphia, because that would really hurt the growth of the quarterback, and it would affect him in a drastic way.
Knowing that you were coming on, I really made a point to listen to JJ after the game last night, and he really, to everything you're saying, such a leader, such a, I'm going to say the right thing, I'm not going to get frustrated. What you're saying behind the scenes, he's got tremendous input. What needs to change? What do you think he should be saying behind the scenes? How do you fix this? No,
I don't think he should change, because he realized they have a young quarterback. Him and KOC are on the same page. As we got to make this work. The Vikings, I think they spent over $140 million in cash outlay this year, second highest in the NFL. So what they're trying to do is win under the NFL model, rookie quarterback contract, pay all these other guys. We got reinforcement offensive line, got reinforcement on the defensive line. Right? Let's re-up some guys that have done well here. So JJ's doing the right thing. He's saying all the right stuff as the franchise player. And, I've talked to him off the record. So trust me, he knows what's going on. But as a leader, he realized it's most important that he says and stays on the right page with KOC at this point in his career.
Over in the AFC, the big story, Patrick Mahomes. Not only the Chiefs are eliminated, it ends in the worst way possible, less than 2 minutes on the clock. And the greatest player, the star, the NFL star, Patrick Mahomes, tears his ACL. When you saw this, what were your thoughts?
I started thinking about Tom Brady. I think that would be the guy that, once I got the MRI and everything, that would be the guy that I would call. The irony to where they are as far as their career, year 9, year 10. The year Tom got hurt on his left leg, his drive leg, his plant leg, so his left leg got hurt just like Tom. We saw the way Tom went on to win 4 more Super Bowls afterwards, so to me, what does the new Patrick Mahomes look like? I think he tweeted something. He's coming back stronger and better than ever before. That's the right type of attitude, and that's what you expect from someone that has the elite type of talent that he has. That franchise, him and Andy Reid, they will reinvent themselves. They will look very, very different in 2026, but I expect them to be one of the top contenders for the AFC crown next year.
What would have to change to get them back there, right? Because this is an injury that could go into the season. There's always this, as long as we've got Patrick, this could go in. We don't know yet. We don't have that MRI. We don't have any of that. What would be the biggest change, that, whether it's a high-level coaching change, add to the run game change, revamp the... What is the change that you need to see, or that you believe in, I guess, or the no change that you're saying they're a contender now next year?
Well, we got to fortify the offensive line. They've been tinkering with it the last couple of years. They got to be able to spend real money on that offensive line. Travis KELCE, as you can see, he's just a shell of himself, like all of us late in our career. Yeah, you were great, but he's not great today. And this will definitely probably be his last season. I would either get a blocking tight end or a tight end that can run. Because if I get a blocking tight end, I can enhance the running game. Do I get a featured tailback that's a star? They'll take pressure off Patrick Mahomes. As you see in the Brady eras, they were, his first 10 years, they were a certain way. The next 10 years, they were a different way. So Kansas City's got to reinvent themselves. I expect Andy Reid to be able to do that. And I expect them to be different than the way they are now. I would try to get an elite running back. I would try to get a blocking tight end. If I can't get a blocking tight end, I would get a tight end that can run well to be able to affect the middle of the field. And I'm still a little concerned about their wide receivers. Do they really have a star at wide receiver, or do they have complementary guys that will always be number 2 and number 3? So that's going to have to play itself out too.
Do they need a star at wide receiver?
don't necessarily need a star, but you need a go-to guy. With
Right.
Travis Kelce, he was always the go-to guy. So if I don't have a go-to guy at tight end, I need a go-to guy at wide receiver. And their route running has been so inconsistent. And them and Patrick Mahomes aren't always on the same page.
That's
So
weird.
they have typically speed guys, and it's hard to be a number one guy when you're a speed guy because their route running and their overall technique is inconsistent with someone like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Rice was getting laid out yesterday. That Chargers team was not afraid of anything that the
Yes.
Chiefs had going. I like that you're confident in them. I think after, I think everybody's out on them, and everyone thinks the dynasty could be over. And yesterday was the first day. I mean, that could be a reality that it's over. You mentioned Travis Kelce. He's no longer. Do you think Travis is done? I'm in his head. I'm like,
No.
oh, you think he'll come back?
Absolutely. I mean, he did everything he could to get in the best shape possible. But you can see him. His game has moved to a different dimension.
Yes.
When he catches the ball, he's trying to protect the football and get down. He can't make anybody miss anymore. He can't get 25 to 30 yards down the field to get to the reception area there. Most of his receptions are very, very short, choice routes, where he has the option to be able to go in or out. Him and Patrick have a great feel for that. Red zone, he's not the threat that he used to be. And, I trained him when he came into the league. He trained here in Boca Raton with us getting ready for the draft. He came back to Boca last year, and you could see the amount of work that it took for him to get in the type of shape, to have the type of season that it's inevitable. Father Time is undefeated. It happened to Gronk, it happened to Brady, and it's happened to Travis Kelce right before our eyes.
But you think he's coming back?
Kelce?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No,
you
he's
do?
done.
Oh, you think he's?
No,
okay.
he's done.
That's what. Okay, I
No,
must have misheard
I see
you.
him performing on stages more so than I do on NFL fields. He has no ability to be able to separate. All his savviness and everything, when you don't have an elite receiver outside, you don't have an elite running game, you can't hide that. When he catches the football, his objective is not to fumble, and he can't make anybody miss anymore.
Right.
So to me, this is the way we all look at the end of our career. Hey, you go back and look at year number 16, Chris Carter playing with the Dolphins. You're going to throw up. You're going to get sick. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, who is that guy? It happens.
And then
it's a reality.
When we're comparing them to the Patriots, and it makes sense. The AFC East didn't scare me like this AFC West does now. Like the Chargers have shown, they swept the Chiefs. That's like their statement for the year. And they're only going to get better. They'll have their third year with Coach Harbaugh. Then you have these Broncos who are at the 1 seed right now. It feels a little different. It feels like tougher sledding, having to make up for the reason that these Super Bowls happen, the magic of a Travis Kelce being the good, to replace that, to meld a new offensive line. It's a big, and now you have this injury to the one thing that you can hang your hat on, the quarterback spot. It seems like tough sledding. We had two great quarterbacks eliminated yesterday, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Who do you have more confidence bounces back as a contender next year, Bengals or Chiefs?
Organizational talent, Kansas City. The ownership is aligned with the head coach. They got real money. They care about winning. They're just getting out of the Super Bowl. Like their recent history is so strong. Like the Hunt family, like they're about winning. They always have been about winning, and they will spend money. What are the Bengals going to do? We don't know. Trey Henderson, let him walk out the door. We don't know. Joe Burrow's force a trade. Like we don't know. We don't know what the Bengals are going to do, but it's not going to be a model that, guess what? In the future, guess what franchises are going to do? They're going to duplicate the Bengals model. The Bengals have shown us for years. I grew up right outside of Cincinnati, and we cannot expect them from an organizational talent standpoint to do something that they've never done before. Joe Burrow forced their hand by making them pay T. Higgins.
Yes.
And now they got $50 million in their quarterback, $40 million in the top receiver, another $30 million in the top receiver. Is that the business model? So for me, when Joe comes back, what's Joe going to say this time? Like he forced us to spend this money last year on the offense, and we can't win a Super Bowl with that type of money on the offensive side of the ball. So to me, Joe Burrows is stuck. And, this is a version of Carson Palmer all over again. Football is tough, and these guys that have a lot of pride, they don't read their bank account when they get up. They read, how many wins and losses do I have? And this is a miserable game if you're not winning. I don't care how much money you're making. It's too hard to do. And that's what you could hear in Joe Burrow's voice last week. That's what I heard.
After the game yesterday, he was, of course, he took a lot of accountability. He said that no team, I could be on any team, and they would not have won with the way that I performed yesterday. So that was, I guess, good to see. He's clearly going through something. I don't want to speculate on what that is or is not. But he did say after the game, sort of counter to what you're saying a little bit. Let's take a listen to him on the Bengals.
Do you still have confidence in the people in the front office and the coaching staff that they can get this roster in a place and this team in a place where that wouldn't happen next year?
A lot of confidence.
Why?
Because I know how hard people work at it. We got the right people.
What do they need to change? What needs to change here?
Well, he said the right thing. And their whole philosophy, how they approach free agency, it's got to change. Having that much money on your offense, like, you're not going to win a Super Bowl that way. You got 50, 40, 30. And quarterback 50.
Yes.
The top receiver 40. Other top receiver 30. There's not enough ancillary players to be able to go around. Like, how you going to build support? How you going to get after the quarterback? How you going to get after Lamar, Pittsburgh's quarterback? How you going to get after those guys? Like, you have to spend substantial resources on the defensive side of the ball. That's what we've seen. New England did it. Denver's doing it. And the teams that are ascending in the AFC, that's what they have, a legitimate defense. So what are they going to do to counteract that? Like, I don't have any confidence in the front office of Cincinnati. Now, Joe said the right thing, quick response.
Of course.
But he really didn't have any evidence to support it. He just I just believe it. Oh, I see people working hard. Well, you know the reputation of Cincinnati and their scouting department, they spend less money than anybody else. Have you read the reports from the Players Association around the league of how they take care of the players? Not as good as everyone else. Like, so for me, I just go on the visual evidence that they presented to me for the last 50 years.
Do they need to, they got to hit on some of these picks too. They've tried to on defense, like what you're saying, the scout, it just hasn't been great. Do you think they should trade T?
Well, how are you going to win without that? Like, you can recoup serious assets if you trade T. Higgins. I do believe he can be a number one receiver in another offense, but you're not going to be able to win a Super Bowl paying that type of money on the outside, quarterback and 2 wide receivers. You're not going to be able to win it. There's no business model that would ever sign off on that. Let me stamp that, okay? Pay him 50, pay him 40, pay him. Now, all of those guys deserve their money. But having that as a championship formula, no, I can't sign off on that.
Bengals out. Chiefs out. Are the Bills going to win the Super Bowl? Speaking of teams that maybe don't have a certified number one, speaking of...
No.
What do you mean no? This has to be their year. What?
Okay, you have done yourself a disservice.
Go on.
Okay? Because when Josh Allen and this whole Buffalo swirl thing, like, you and I were doing media together then.
Okay.
Like, everyone was like, okay, now it's time. Okay, New England is down. Okay, here comes Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
It don't necessarily work out that way. Defensively, they're not a championship team. They don't have a number one receiver. So we think they're going to be able to run the ball, or Josh Allen just ad-lib to be able to make this happen.
I don't know. They've been doing it. It's working so far.
You've been seeing this build for the last few years, but this is the worst Buffalo team the last 3 years. And just because those other guys are out of the playoffs doesn't mean Super Bowl. Like, we keep adding 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes in the NFL it doesn't. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 0. Like, they don't have a great unit. They have a great player, but they don't have a great unit. Their special teams is not great. Their offense is not a great unit. Their defense is not a great unit. So now how can they get the right matchups in the playoffs? And they're going to have to do that on the road. So for me, I still think Buffalo, like we have the last several years, is 1 year away. Let's add some pieces. Keon Coleman didn't pan out. Like, you still need a top flight receiver. All the injuries they've had on the defense, like, those are real things. Yeah, I love Cook, love the running game. I love Josh's ability to ad-lib and make plays. But as far as winning a Super Bowl, can they go to playoffs? Can they make it? Or are they a tough out? Yes. But you said, are they going to win the Super Bowl?
Well,
no.
It is, to me, it's it's anybody's game, of course, but when the teams that stop you, year in, year out, are not in it, You can't, I don't know, the argument for the field isn't better than it's been. If we take a look at, not the Super Bowl odds, if we could just take a look at the AFC, please, control room, pop it up. I'm going to argue with you, I think, a little bit here, Chris. You believe in the Broncos that much more with Bo than Josh Allen?
I'm not concerned about Bo. I'm concerned about that defensive depth.
Okay.
Because I do believe that they don't match up well against that defense. The way that defense plays, the way they get after the quarterback, I mean, they don't match up well. So this is not Josh versus Bo.
Right.
This is also, I believe in that defense, and I believe in that guy behind that headset, crazy man Sean Payton.
Fact.
So they got two superior things. They got a defense, and they got a championship pedigree and a head coach who is riding his defense. He is not going to back Bo up and let Bo throw the ball 45 times because he knows. I used to have a quarterback that threw 45 times. His name was Drew Brees. We don't have that here.
Yeah.
He's like Brian Billick, who went over to Baltimore from Minnesota and adopted the defense and the personnel. He had said, you know what, I'm going to go with this defense and win me a Super Bowl that way. That's why Sean Payton's one of the best in the business. And that's why I have more confidence in Denver and what they have going on compared to your plea for Buffalo.
It's not my plea. It's I would feel so bad for Buffalo Bills fans if they don't cash in this year, given the field. Given the, I guess, like the non-critical thinking of it, the 1 + 1 equals go to the Super Bowl and win it. Like, you can't, like, your quarterback is better. Your defense held up against the Patriots. Like, you're going to let the Patriots go to the Super Bowl. Like, Patriots have no business in that conversation yet somehow. It's just, it would be so wild as a fan base that, like, all of a sudden you don't have a Super Bowl team. And so I think we lost your focus there, Chris, just by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
there it is. It's back. We're putting these playoff pictures in. It would just be brutal for fans, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I believe that they will. I just cannot believe that they won't.
Hey, Kate, you think the fans in Buffalo deserve a Super Bowl more than the fans in Minnesota? We just went 14-3.
Yeah, because it was your decision not to bring in Aaron Rodgers, and that's your mistake that you chose. So
no, we couldn't for the future. For one, we can't have another Packer in the building. We're still trying to recover from the stench of Brett Favre, okay? And when J.J. McCarthy, we couldn't have added the offensive line help and the defensive line help and have a rookie contract, a quarterback on his rookie contract.
I don't know. You could say you can't send a former Bill that's a Stephon Diggs to the Patriots. I mean, the interdivision stuff, I guess there was a gap in between there where he was on a different team. But I don't know. I think for the Vikings, like, not bringing in Aaron Rodgers when it was very much in play was a huge mistake.
No, I don't agree with you. And Aaron Rodgers and all the things that he's bringing with this Vikings team, you had to go with J.J. McCarthy, because guess what? Even if you get a deep run in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers, you're still stuck with J.J. So now J.J.'s had 2 redshirt years. Okay, and then we're in year 3. And if you don't win the Super Bowl with Aaron, what are you going to do?
But
you can't.
I think you could have in this NFC won a Super Bowl with Aaron as your quarterback, and that's what it should be in this window. And then figure it out, right? Like.
No. I'm not. It is not Super Bowl or bust. The way that team was built and the money they had available, you had to strengthen the defensive front.
Yeah.
And then you had to be able to protect the quarterback. The reason why Kirk Cousins and these other quarterbacks have struggled with the Vikings and Sam Darnold, it wasn't the quarterback play. It was they couldn't block the people. We couldn't block Detroit. We couldn't block the Rams. We couldn't block Philadelphia. No one ever mentions it. All these people doing these national shows, oh, Sam Darnold's no good. No one's good getting hit in their face. I've seen that around the league. All 32 quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, how good is he with a rush? Not real good. So for me, the long-term plans and sitting down talking to the general manager and the head coach there in Minnesota was that we have to try to win with this rookie on his rookie deal, and we believe he has the right stuff. We believe our wideouts, our tight end, and our running back rooms will help support him, but we got to fortify the offense and defensive line.
So you don't think J.J. McCarthy is what's kept them from being contenders this year?
Well, they've had an unusual number of injuries, especially on the offensive line. And then the quarterback also got hurt where he missed time. So J.J. is part of the problem in Minnesota. He is not the total problem, but the inability for them to be able to run the ball, protect the quarterback, and offensive line being, I think they've had 20 different starting offensive line combinations. since the start of the season.
So we don't think that Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback that they're contending this year.
I'm not gonna answer it that way. I know you're stuck on this Aaron
I am
Rodgers
a little,
thing, but
yeah.
Aaron takes you on a loop-de-loop.
Got
Like he takes you on a loop-de-loop. Like, so I don't even know if his time frame matched up with the Vikings. Now, I'm going to tell you, the Vikings thought about it. Now, they did all the research and everything. They thought about it. He was one of the possible solutions. Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. If the Vikings could have it their way, they would have signed Danny Dimes. They loved him. Loved the way he grew in the offense, his relationship with KO. But Danny Dimes realized that he had a better chance to be a starter in Indianapolis than he did beating out JJ.
Yeah.
So he signed with Indianapolis. So it wasn't like they were negligent in what they were doing. Their plan A was JJ. Their plan B was Danny Dimes. Their plan C or D happened to be Aaron Rodgers that you think should be plan A or B.
I think they should have. I think they should have gotten Aaron. I think this was a team that was built to go to a Super Bowl this year, as they were with Sam Darnold, who may or may not have a big game thing that he can't squash. We'll have to see. We'll have to see this week. Obviously, they have the Rams, who crushed him last time.
Well, this is what I'm seeing, Kay, in this, the way we critique our quarterbacks. First of all, we don't believe guys are starters. And then when they become proven starters, it's, he can't play in the big game. Oh, then he can't play in
Prime
the playoffs.
time, yep.
Like we always move this on our quarterbacks. Like we always do. There's no other position that we do this to.
Right.
Like it is not fair for the quarterbacks. Like eventually you got to say, okay, this guy can play. And no one plays the position good with pressure. So when you get the type of pressure that he was under in the Detroit game in week number 17 or 16, and then the Rams and the playoff game, like no one was going to be successful there. So the Vikings team is built to win now. I do agree with you. But just like Denver with Bo Nix, that's what the Vikings were looking for. They're just not getting it. But that's the model that they're looking for, Denver.
There are very few players outside. I mean, the quarterback spot, you can say it's not fair, but it's the quarterback spot, right? They get all the glory. There's very few players that aren't quarterbacks that you could take away from a team and it could swing their chances, their faith, your confidence. And then MICAH Parsons, I think, is probably one of the only players that's on that list. So over in the NFC, to wrap this up, and we got such a big game, obviously week 16 in Chicago between the Packers and the Bears, round 2 here. And I know that you like Caleb, and he's crushing it. He's so confident. I love him. This MICAH-less Packers team, how does your mood towards them change, given that he's out?
They're right back to where they were last year.
Oof.
A good team that's really talented quarterback. Can one of the wide receivers step up? I'm concerned about MICAH, but I'm just as concerned about Watson, because when he plays at his best, I mean, he's fragile. I mean, goodness gracious, put him in bubble wrap or something. But the difference that he makes on that offense with his overall speed and big play, a big guy that can run like that, like he puts a lot of fear into the defense. So they will miss Micah Parsons. They put Micah Parsons over the guard. He knocks the guard into the backfield, slams the running back, forces the running back to fumble. There's no defensive end that plays over the guard interior, undersized. There's no one that does that. Like Michael Parsons is a special player. And it allowed them to have potentially a special season that to me is going to be delayed until next year because of his ability to be able to get to the quarterback, his pressures. He makes the whole defense so much better. Like we don't talk about Green Bay's secondary anymore because Michael Parsons showed up. Like he is that type of guy. He affects everything. Unfortunate with his injury. Yes.
Yeah, these are some brutal ones from yesterday. Last one for you. We have to end on this hilarious, not hilarious, maybe. I don't know what you're going to say about this. Phillip Rivers. I don't want to know what you were thinking when he got signed, or based off what you saw yesterday. How would you assess Phillip Rivers, 44-year-old quarterback?
I'm glad he survived. I was really concerned.
You were.
Like, Phillip Rivers has never been a guy that's been in great shape. And I just kind of know that the high school coaching, the regiment that they go through is not NFL worthy. And man, you come off that couch and you have these brothers chasing you. I mean, these brothers chasing you. Like, that is not fun. And to me, the one episode he had, the senior moment he had in the second quarter, where he fell down in the pocket, and then it was like, oh my God, and no one's around him. He had enough time to get up.
Yeah. I saw that.
But it really speaks to his overall savviness to be able to do this. Tom Brady played at 45, but he didn't have a break. He played at 41, 42, 43, 44 leading up to it. What he did was a tremendous accomplishment.
So you're impressed?
No, I'm definitely impressed. But I think that his wife forced him into this because I'm looking at his stats. And the guy got 10 kids.
Okay.
And he's a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And you know how I feel about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm wearing my stuff today. And he could get in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He decides to go back out there on the field. I think he went out there for the insurance. His wife's like, listen, we need insurance.
Yeah.
You've been in retirement. Your insurance ends next year, NFL retirement. We only get 5 years of insurance.
I saw that
he's
take,
going to start paying for insurance. And for the grandkid and everything.
Do you really believe that?
No, I'm just messing with you.
I like that you're impressed. He survived, but can he keep this? Do you think this team can do something? Or listen, they lost, but they have a 97% chance of making the playoffs if they can win their last three. Niners, Jags, Texans. No, they're done.
All you have to do is have 6 defenders go out there and stand 20 yards. He will not throw the ball over your head.
Classic Philip Rivers. I like that you gave him his love for that. I love that. Cris Carter, you're the absolute best. You guys can check out Chris's podcast, Honest Takes, fully loaded. That smile, you got it with your co-host, Sean Mike. New episodes are every week on YouTube. Thank you, Cris. Could you go out there and do something still? Philip throwing you the ball?
No.
Nothing?
No, and I'm working out hard. No, nothing.
I think you're full of it. That's not, come on now.
Okay, go look at 2002 Cris Carter with the Dolphins.
Ugh. I don't want to. I would never want to remember you that way.
Well,
Michael Jordan Wizards, no thanks.
To us,
I'm not watching. You're the best. Talk to you soon. So he's saying Travis Kelce's done, the Chiefs are not done, and the Bengals need to burn it down. That's what I learned today from Cris Carter. Shouldn't we do attaboys and just do this? Okay. Dolphins and Steelers, boy, oh boy. Do you want a reason to watch this game? Let me give you one. Secret menu item to enjoy on FanDuel Sportsbook. Waiter, the menu, please. Here's some stuff you can't find anywhere else. There's a couple other options. Here's what you got to do. You find the game on FanDuel Sportsbook. You hit the game. You find the secret menu tab under the game. You can only get these on FanDuel Sportsbook, okay? There's a bunch of them. Here's the one that you're seeing that I like most. It is -150 odds. Look at that price. Love that. This is the Wagyu, okay? This is DK Metcalf or Jalen Waddle to score a touchdown tonight. That is right. If either of them score, your bet hits. -150 right now. There's also a little PBT, see, that you can use here too. So I gotta think one of them gets in, right? There's a couple more specials. I can't remember what they are. You gotta go look at the menu. You can tweet me them. It is at FanDuel Sportsbook under the game tab. Scroll over to the K Adams Monday Night Football menu tab to find those treats. Ooh, there's a seasonal crumble there as well. What did we not get to with him? Oh, MVP. Can I see the MVP odds we have?
Yeah.
Let me chew on those for a second. Stafford, it's got to be Stafford's. The real question here is, can Josh jump Stafford? I don't know what their last games are, but like yesterday was a huge narrative boost for voters. Looked great. He looked incredible. He's at +500. I think he probably takes a leap over Drake May. But I guess schedule would matter, like more big games. Who's got the better situation?
Yeah, so they have the Browns next, so that's not going to change anything. The Eagles after that at this point, maybe if he has a monster game, and then the Jets after that. And also if they don't, their path to win the division's not great. It's going to be hard. Like if the Rams are the 1 seed and the Bills are a wild card team, I think that matters too in the perception of it.
Drake May can't make up any ground on Matthew either.
Yeah.
This is math. Holy shit.
Almost, yeah.
Maddie Stafford. Hey, are we
just gotta take care of business?
Well, this is the worst week to have Devontae banged up.
Yeah.
These injuries sucked this week, man.
And I guess that's the thing that can open the door maybe more than those other things is if Seattle's defense has a day.
I told you this last week. I have a whole thing on Seattle. I think Seattle can go. I really do.
Yeah.
I have to really get my thoughts together on that, but I told you I was talking to a very important person about Seattle, and they completely convinced me and said, like, so we're not ruling Adams out. It didn't look good, he said. They should rest him.
I mean, he was
that.
dealing with it the week of leading up, and then
Okay, yeah. So it's who's winning MVP is not a fun question for any guest. I don't think it's Stafford.
Yeah, not right now.
Let's burn that from any.
Unless something happens on Thursday, it opens it back up. Yeah.
I could not follow Chris's thoughts on the. I don't understand.
On the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they are in a win now window. You can't tell me they're not like.
And if you don't believe in JJ McCarthy, then that's And I know what he's saying about Darisaw getting hurt. That offensive line has been a disaster.
No, for sure.
So maybe it wouldn't have. But if you have Rodgers,
it gave you your better chance in this window, or like you shouldn't have gotten rid of Sam if he clearly believes in Sam.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
And he's intercepted, picked off by Van Noy. Then the handoff, and Gilman is going to score.
Attaboy.
Going deep down the field. He's got it.
Attaboy.
Deep and intercepted. It's picked off. Derwin James gets it.
Attaboy, man. Atta-go.
Oh, Derwin, what a game for him. Time now for some attaboys. Let's give some love to some performances, and let's start with Trevor Lawrence. You saw him in his MVP odds. He's there at the bottom at like plus 1,000 million. What he did in the blowout win over the Jets, okay? This was amazing. Let's keep it going here. 5 touchdown passes, 330 through the air, another touchdown, 51 yards on the ground. Every tool Trevor has in his toolbox was on display. The arm, the accuracy, the athleticism. You cannot play better than he did. Attaboy. Jags, by the way, have now won 5 straight and control the AFC South, locking up their first double-digit win season since they were the Saxonville Yannick Ngakoue Jags. Blake Bortles, anyone? That was back in 2017, of course. Okay, and then I got to go with Derwin James. Let's take a look at Derwin James here. Year number 8 with this franchise. The leader, the soul. He's been through it all. He's been through a lot at the hands of Kansas City. Throughout, him, the suplexing of Travis Kelce, the mutual respect for each other. Listen, for him to make the game-winning play at Arrowhead, undercutting Kelce to pick off Minshew and say, see ya, Chiefs, from the playoffs, moving the Chargers into a spot where they can clinch next week, that is as good as it gets for one of my favorite players, perennially, always, historically speaking. And if it wasn't just this pick, he was all over the field all game long. He led the Chargers with 10 tackles, delivered physical punishment after physical punishment to the Chiefs offense. Play after play, the Chargers swept the Chiefs in the year 2025. How wild. How long do we have left? 70 seconds? Oh, okay. I'd like to talk what happened in Seattle between the Colts and the Seahawks, of course. I don't want to disrespect the Seahawks. I actually think that they're going to be really good. I'll wrap my head around that in a little bit. Darnold and Shaheed, awesome in that drive. But to focus on Phillip here, he was so good against a swarming, number 2, relentless, Mike McDonald defense, okay? He led the comeback when he had to open it up more, leading the Colts downfield for the go-ahead field goal with under a minute to go. He was better than the numbers showed, I thought, too, if you're really watching this one. Bunch of drops there. Got to get on the same page. This dude showed up on Wednesday, okay? And did this. Granted, a classic interception at the end as well, but that's okay. He was never a guy to run around, never the most athletic, he was getting the ball out. Ding, 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 ding. By the way, they have Niners, Jags, Texans. If they win out, they still have a 97% chance to make the playoffs. I'm in. I'm in. Phillip at the helm. We should all be celebrating it. It's beautiful. It's great. It's inspiring. And the Colts are not wrapped yet.